Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I am so excited about today's video because we are doing a fresh summer face tutorial. My absolute favorite makeup look in the summer is a natural bronzy sun-kissed look, and it is so great because we can achieve that look with makeup instead of having to lay in the sun for hours and damage our skin. So without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. First things first, I like to get my hair off of my forehead because it will get extremely oily if I am doing my makeup with it on my face. This is our cute headband that just came in. I'm so excited about it because it's going to be perfect for 4th of July. Has a little paisley pattern and a nice little knot at the top. So cute. So we are starting with our moisturizer. I use Clinique Moisture Surge Intense. I'm going to link all of the products below just because I may skip over a few. But I always start with moisturizer on my face because it makes your skin obviously extremely hydrated, and the foundation's going to blend so much nicer. I always put it under my chin and onto my neck. Also, don't forget your SPF. I put mine on this morning and I just put my moisturizer over it. We are going to start with our foundation. I call it my foundation cocktail. I use my regular foundation, about 2 to 3 pumps. This is Forever Skin Glow by Dior. We're going to mix my Glam Glow Glow Starter with it. You don't have to get this exact one, but I'm telling you right now, this is the best luminant moisturizer I've ever bought. It smells like a dream, and it makes your foundation really glowy, and I like kind of having it as a base before I apply my highlighter just because it makes my skin look so hydrated. We're just going to dot that all over our face. It smells so good. So I usually start on my neck, make sure I blend it down. I actually got this one from Morphe, and it is about half the price of a beauty blender, and I think it blends just as well, if not better. So I will make sure I link this below as well. I don't really apply a ton of foundation under my eyes. I don't want my under eyes to look cakey when I go to apply my concealer because then you have 2 layers instead of just 1. So I try to keep it pretty light under my eyes. You really want to make sure you're getting into that hairline so you don't have a ring up there. I've made that mistake several times. And I always put my foundation onto my ears because you want everything to be even. I wonder how much time of my life I've spent blending my foundation into my face. Probably a long time. And now that we are fully blended, it is time to conceal. I call it the conceal eye lift, and a makeup artist actually taught me this a long time ago, and I saw that it's trending now, so I'm excited to show you guys if you haven't seen it already. Basically, you're going to apply your concealer under your eye, but up at an upwards angle because it's going to create the effect that our eyes are lifted up. And then I put a little bit on the inner corner of my eye, not much at all, and then I'll do 1 dot in the center. I see so many people do this so beautifully and so artsy, but like, we just don't have time for that. This isn't an art show, people. I put a tiny bit on my forehead because I have a bigger forehead, so it really just depends on the size of your forehead if you want more or less. I'll do a little bit in my creases. It's time to blend. I go in with my fingers first, and I will pat the concealer just because they're a bit more gentle under the eye, and you can really feel where you want to apply the pressure, and you have just a lot more control. So that is why I like to blend with my fingers. You can blend this part out really well, but I do like to make sure that line stays pretty precise there because we are creating that effect of the eye lift. And then I go in with the Beauty Blender and I will blend it out a little bit more. You can see this line. Look at that. Look at, I mean, come on now. Okay, we'll blend here. It's nice to apply concealer there just because when you go in with your bronzer, it makes your cheekbone pop a little bit more. Okay, blend out our forehead. Again, always go in with your fingers first. I also think the temperature in your fingers blends the makeup better. I don't know. Every time I work with makeup artists, they always use their fingers first and then go in with the sponge. And I just feel like it works really well on my skin as well. We're just doing the same thing on the other side. Blending with our fingers and then going in with the Beauty Blender. Our concealer is blended. It is time to set it. This is the Kat Von D translucent powder. I know everybody's different when it comes to baking, but I feel like if you're going for that natural glowy look, you don't want to bake for too long. I just like to pat my translucent powder on top of my concealer into the spots where I know I'm gonna get sweaty and oily. which is my T-zone. Now it is time for our bronzer. So if you are going for a dewy look, it's good to use cream bronzer. This is the NARS contour stick. I'm running out, so we will be using our fingers to contour. I always start a little bit above the cheekbones, and the reason for that is because when you go to blend it, naturally the product is going to blend downwards. It's going to fall into the right spot as opposed to putting it in the actual crease of your cheekbone, and then your cheekbone will end up appearing lower, which is not what we want. So always start just a little bit higher than your cheekbone. I always contour my jaw as well. Okay, I like to apply more bronzer on my forehead. Again, this doesn't have to be pretty. I have so much fun with this part because it's almost like finger painting on my face. I go into the hairline because we don't want that ring, so I push my makeup all the way into my hairline. If you want to create that button nose effect, put a little bit of bronzer on the end of your nose, and then we're gonna go in on the sides right here. Drag it up to the brow. It doesn't have to be neat, okay? It's gonna get blended. See how the product is naturally falling down a little bit? That's why we start higher on the cheekbone, so that we still have the effect that our cheekbones are lifted. Don't forget to push it up into your hairline as well. I honestly think blending is the key to having your foundation look just so amazing and flawless. I spend so much time blending the product into my skin. So now that our cream contour is finished, I'm gonna go in with some Hoola bronzer and go over those areas that I contoured. I'm gonna go in with my fan brush. I'm pretty sure it's by Makeup Forever, but the labels have all rubbed off, so I will see if I can find it and link it below. So I'm just dusting over those areas that I contoured with the cream stick. Got our cheekbones, under the jaw, and don't forget your neck. Okay, now that our powder contour is done, we are going to apply our blush. I am using Dolce Vita by NARS. I try to apply my blush in places that I would kind of get a little sunburn if I'm out in the sun. So that's why I like to keep it looking a little bit more natural along the cheekbone as opposed to applying a giant blob of blush right on the apples of my cheeks. And then you can gradually pull it in. And I always take a little bit of blush and drag it horizontally right over the bridge of my nose because that is where I get sun. So now we are done with our blush and we're moving on to the eyes. I really wanted to focus more on our skin on this tutorial, which is why we're just doing a really quick and easy eye. I'm just applying my primer to my eyes now. This is by Urban Decay, is their primer potion. We're actually using our bronzer as our eyeshadow as well. So basically we're just going to lightly dust the lid and the crease with that bronzer. It makes everything blend together so nicely. Without really looking like we're wearing eyeshadow, our eyes just look more defined, and that's exactly what we're going for. So if you want to lighten up the inner corner of your eye, you can go in with a lighter shade. I'm just using this ColourPop palette that I got a while back. It is called California Love, and I'm going in with the shade Gnarly. I actually lost my favorite shade yesterday. The whole cartridge just popped out onto the floor. It's very sad and messy. Okay, so we're just going in with that color and we're lightly patting it on the inner corner of our eyes, just like so. It just brightens up the eye a little bit. Okay, and then I also apply that under my brow. The great thing about this is that if you want to transition into nighttime, all you have to do is go in with a darker shade. I usually go in with something like this, and I just apply it to the outer corner and blend, and it can take your look from day to night really quick. For brows, I like to go in with this Benefit Give Me Brow Gel. And it's really nice if you want to create that feathery brow look. I just sweep up just like that. Now we are going to move on to eyeliner. So I actually take the inside of my upper waterline. I learned this from a makeup artist a while back. Putting it on that inside darkens up your upper lash line, making your lashes look a bit more full as well. So that is why I do this. Please make sure you're using a gel pencil. Do not go with liquid because it will burn your eye. And now we're moving on to mascara. This is my all-time favorite mascara. It is gifted from Tarte. It's the Amazonian Clay Mascara. I think one of the reasons I love this mascara is because it's extremely lightweight, but it still gives you a ton of volume. So your eyelashes don't feel hard and crunchy all day, which is amazing. I'm going to apply it really quick. I kind of have almond shaped eyes, so I like to accentuate that by dragging the end lashes to the outside. I never put eyeliner on my under eye. I take mascara and I wiggle it into the bottom waterline. I find that it just looks a lot softer than having a hard line on the under eye. And now it is time for one of my favorite parts of the makeup routine, which is adding our glow. I'm using the Becca Cosmetics Opal. I have it in this container because I put some in here for when I was traveling. When it comes to cream glow, I think less is more. I always start around the eye and I will gently pat it in here. This is going to make our concealer eye lift just look so scrumptious. We'll do the same thing on this side, just gently tapping it into our skin with our finger. Be careful not to go too far into the cheeks because you don't want the apples of your cheeks to be glowy. I do a little bit on my nose. I run my finger down the bridge and a little bit on the end. Cupid's bow. I just gently tap the upper brow. This just makes your brow bone pop as well. Look at that glow. Who is she? She's the glow queen, that's who. If you're wearing a dress or a strapless, you can add the glow on your collarbones. It does make a huge difference on the top of your shoulders. Just makes your skin look so hydrated and so healthy. If you can't tell, I'm obsessed with highlighter. We are done with the glow. We need to set everything in and then we're gonna do a super quick lip. We gotta lock it in, ladies. While that's sitting, we're gonna do lips. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, he's lost his noggin. Look, okay. I'm gonna sharpen that really quick. So just following my natural lip line, I overdrew just a little bit on the bottom to create a shadow, and then I blend with my finger just a little bit to soften it up. And then I'm going in with Tutu from Bare Minerals for just a little bit of color on the inside of my lip. This is one of our 4th of July dresses, by the way, and it is so stinking cute. Honestly, I think red would be really cute with this dress too, but for the fresh summer face, I feel like red is more of a nighttime thing, so I probably would transition into that for the evening. And last but not least, we are going to finish off the look with some lip gloss. This is by Butter and the shade is Fireworks. I love it because it's almost like a light nude, but it still gives you a really nice sparkle, which really pulls our glowy look together. And here we have our finished fresh summer face.